what would you say were some of the like top financial milestones that you guys bumped up against that you actually saw some resistance? Like, did you notice maybe like the 20 million or the 50 million? Like, were there some?
That's an awesome question. Before you were able to hop onto the call, Gabriel and I were talking about a little "You Are Here" map that I have. Would you be open to me sharing that at this point?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Tyler, we'll share it with you, and
I like where this is
that
going.
question at the same time. Okay, so this is actually Keep is the new Infusionsoft. So Infusionsoft rebranded, they're called Keep. So this is Keep intellectual property. Clayton Mask, the CEO there, is the one who did the original research on this, and I was Clayt's right hand for that 10 years. So at the solopreneur stage, you don't have to look at the sales very much in here. We know what this is like. This is startup land. This is trying to make a living on our own before we actually build a business. But you'll see after that, after this solopreneur stage, as soon as you get into stage 2, this new employer stage, and then on up, you'll see a pattern, Tyler, to your question, on the 1s and 3s of revenue. These would be the natural places where the business starts to plateau until and unless they figure out how to get over this biggest hurdle at each of those stages.
Gotcha.
So from 100,000 to 100,000 to 300,000, 300,000 to $1 million. All of that's about the things that you guys know. I mean, this is a classic. I got to learn how to sell this thing. I got to learn how to get predictable lead gen, how to deliver or fulfill on it in a consistent quality way, my product or service, right? So they're building that steady operation. Once they hit the $1 million mark, it's a different thing. It's no more learning how to do specific things as a doer. It's making the transition from entrepreneur to CEO. I got to learn how to set a vision. I got to learn how to have a strategy that hangs together nicely and how to align my resources to it. I got to learn how to do hiring and onboarding and all these people processes and systems, right? And so they got to go from learner and doer to leader, and then leader of leaders. There's a whole transition there. And that's where the sticking points are. So you ask, where are the financial points? I would point to 3 million, right? Well, I'd point to $1 million. That's where most of them get stuck. And then I would point at 3 million. And then I would point at 10 million. And we experienced this ourselves. By the way, we only put the first 5 stages, but this pattern continues, 10 million to 30 million. And we had a little plateau at 30 million that we had to figure out. 30 million to 100 million, same thing. So it just makes sense. You're tripling. The things that got you here won't get you there. You know, all of those cliches, but
they're so true.
Yeah, it's what happens. So there's natural law of business that when you triple in size, there's a new game and you got to figure out how to keep going.